Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Martial Universe Season 6 based on novel. So let's start. They can leave but you can't. As Lin Dong's voice resounded through the wide field, Lin Langen's retreating figure froze abruptly. Soon after, a sinister look rushed onto his handsome face. Compared to the Tianjin trio, Lin Langen was still the biggest sore in Lin Dong's eyes. The latter had an extreme understanding of this comrade that came here alongside with him from the great Yang Empire. This fellow still possessed the mysterious Yuan spirit in his body. If he continued to ignore him, he would certainly achieve great accomplishments. Furthermore, the grudges between them were equivalent to fire and ice. As long as Lin Langen had the opportunity, he would seize it and hit Lin Dong while he was down without any hesitation, like what had happened earlier today. Therefore, this enemy must be eliminated as soon as possible. Otherwise, it would be much more difficult to deal with him in the future. Even though Lin Dong understood that the Tianjin trio was equally troublesome, he knew it would still be difficult to kill the four of them simultaneously even if he possessed the soul of the ancient heavenly crocodile. Furthermore, Lin Langen still had the help of the mysterious Yuan spirit in his body, hence, Lin Dong had to leave the Tianjin trio to make sure that he could get rid of this problem. At this moment, on the large field, Liu Bai and Yang Sen were flabbergasted at this scene. It appeared that Lin Dong and Lin Langen had deep grudges between them. Otherwise, Lin Dong would not have held on to his killer intent towards Lin Langen even after he let the Tianjin trio off. Lin Dong, do you really think that you can make me stay, just because you have this thing? Under numerous surprised gazes, Lin Langen sneered and his eyes contained a tinge of ghastliness. Lin Dong dropped his gaze slightly. Without saying anything and with a jolt of his mind, the soul of ancient heavenly crocodile, which was entrenched in the corpse, gave out a heaven-shattering roar. Its blood-colored claws started to tear through space again, and blasted towards Lin Langen, with a terrifyingly violent force. Hand of the Universal Emperor. Upon seeing the soul of the ancient heavenly crocodile struck again, Lin Langen's gloomy face paled. However, without the slightest amount of hesitation, the Yuan power in his body began to coagulate rapidly and materialized into a huge Yang power palm. Bang! The huge Yuan power palm landed forcefully against the ancient heavenly crocodile's claw, but it soon ruptured, after withstanding the claw momentarily. The violent shockwave knocked Lin Langen a few hundred meters back, causing the blood and qi in his body to boil violently. Master Mu, give me a helping hand and I will rip his body apart into 10,000 pieces today. Lin Langen bellowed in his head as blood gushed through his body and fury filled his heart. You are not his match, escape before it's too late. If you want to take revenge, we will talk about it again in the future. An indifferent voice rapidly rang across Lin Langen's mind. This voice belonged to the mysterious entity that Lin Langen called Master Mu. I have already made an escape last time around, how can I escape again? Upon hearing what was said, Lin Langen snarled in his heart. He was an individual that was full of pride and arrogance. However, for the past few years, Lin Dong had been surpassing him time and time again and eventually, he was been forced to escape like a stray dog. The last escape he made was enough to make him feel extremely humiliated. This time around, with a substantial increase in his powers, how could he escape like a stray dog again? This Lin Dong is not as simple as you think. Even if I help you, we cannot kill him. If you insist on taking the offensive, I'm afraid you won't be able to handle the consequences. The mysterious Yuan spirit reprimanded apathetically with regards to Lin Langen's snarling complaints. Creak! Lin Langen's eyes slightly reddened and his fists were so tightly clenched that they gave off creaking sound. After a moment, he finally nodded his head reluctantly. However, in his mind, The level of viciousness he had towards Lin Dong had reached an indescribable degree. Upon seeing Lin Langen restrain the fury in his heart, the mysterious Yuan spirit nodded its head. Then, it continued, I will ensure that you escape. Even though Lin Dong is troublesome, he can't stop me from securing your escape. Boom. As the Yuan spirit finished its sentence, Lin Langen's body suddenly jerked violently. A weird grayish glow swept across his eyes. All of a sudden, a powerful aura erupted from his body. As the aura expanded, Lin Langen punched his fist out. Frantic and immense power gathered around his fist, and collided brutally against the ancient heavenly crocodile's claw. Bang! Visible air ripples swept through the air. However, this time around, Lin Langen was not severely injured as expected. His body staggered backward and took on the ancient heavenly crocodile's claw by force. Immediately, this scene created an uproar among the onlookers in the field. A surprised look even swept across Liu Bai and Yen Sen's eyes. The strength of the ancient heavenly crocodile was comparable to a 3-yuan nirvana stage practitioner. Even if they combined forces, it would take all of their efforts to be able to withstand it. It was not expected that an 1-yuan nirvana stage practitioner like Lin Langen could withstand such attack. It's rumored that Lin Langen and Lin Dong are both from the Great Yang Empire, and the relationship between both of them is like fire and water, Mu Hongling said softly, as she gazed at the two persons in the sky with great attention. Oh? This Great Yang Empire seems to be a place that is filled with luck and treasures. It's really surprising to see two extraordinary individuals like them to appear in such a low-ranked empire. Liu Bai was startled. Apparently, he was rather startled at this fact. Mu Honglin nodded her head slightly. Given Lin Langen's sudden outburst of such terrifying power, even if he was to be compared with some high-ranked empires, he would still be considered formidable, let alone an even more outstanding individual like Lin Dong. Finally taking the offensive her. Just as the onlookers' filled sight was astonished at Lin Langen's sudden outburst of aura, Lin Dong's gaze suddenly froze. Other people might not know what was going on with Lin Langen, but he clearly understood that the mysterious Yuan spirit was responsible for this. Boundless Yuan power, like gushing flood water, were engulfing Lin Langen's body. The grayish glow that was coagulating in his eyes made him come off as extremely cold and weird. Lin Dong, I want to see how are you going to kill me? Lin Langen sneered as he curled the corner of his mouth and stared at Lin Dong sinisterly. With the assistance of the mysterious Yuan spirit in his body, he had reached a level that was comparable to a 3-yuan nirvana stage practitioner for the time being. With regards to such level of power, even if Lin Dong possessed the soul of ancient heavenly crocodile, he absolutely could not kill Lin Langen. Lin Dong squinted his eyes. He had no choice but to admit that Lin Langen's powers did increase a lot with the help from the mysterious Yuan spirit. Lin Dong, do you need my help? Little Martin's voice suddenly rang across Lin Dong's mind as he squinted both his eyes. No need, I can handle this. Lin Dong shook his head slightly and rejected Little Martin's offer. Right now, Little Martin just obtained the samsara pill, and it was best not to reveal it now. After all, once Little Martin recovered its physical body, its powers would advance by leaps and bounds. It would be a world of difference for its power between then and now. Therefore, because of the importance of this matter, Lin Dong did not want anything to happen to Little Martin now. No matter what help you have borrowed, I want your life today. With an indifferent expression, Lin Dong reached out his palm abruptly. Immediately, the ancient heavenly crocodile soul that was in the mid-air roared towards the sky. Powerful, sharp and piercing claw winds swept down from the sky and blasted towards Lin Langen. Bang bang bang. Facing the relentless and brutal attacks from the ancient heavenly crocodile soul, Lin Langen quickly activated his Yuan power, and with the help from the mysterious Yuan spirit in his body, he was actually able to withstand the savage attacks. The surrounding onlookers were shocked upon seeing Lin Langen, who seemed to receive some kinds of God-given help. Previously, Lin Langen could not even withstand one swipe from the ancient heavenly crocodile's claws, yet now he could go head-to-head with the incoming attacks. This turn of events seemed to be too abrupt. Ha ha, I have already said that you can't kill me. However, Lin Dong, don't be too pleased with yourself. This time around, count yourself lucky. The next time we meet, I will not give you any opportunity to make a comeback. After exchange one more round of blows with the ancient heavenly crocodile soul, Lin Langen cackled towards the sky and started to retreat it quickly. This time around, I will not give you the chance to make a comeback. Lin Dong's eyes were piercing cold. With a jolt of his body, he flew violently towards Lin Langen. You are courting death. When he saw that Lin Dong actually dared to take the initiative and rushed towards him, a glint of sinister look flashed across Lin Langen's eyes. Right now, with the help of his mysterious Yuan spirit, Lin Langen's powers had already reached the level that was equivalent to a 3 Yuan Nirvana stage practitioner. If they were to fight head-to-head, Lin Dong would not be his match. Faster escape now, this lad is not as simple as you think. However, the mysterious Yuan spirit's voice rang across Lin Langen's mind, just as his eyes were twinkling with killing intent. Master Mu, you have overestimated this lad. Given my current situation, how can he handle me? Furthermore, if I kill him now, the ancient heavenly crocodile soul will be destroyed. When that moment comes, we may even have the chance of obtaining the 4 great mysterious sex inheritances. Lin Langen replied eerily as his eyes twinkled. How can I give up such a rare opportunity? Upon hearing Lin Langen's words, the mysterious Yuan spirit seemed to be stunned momentarily. There appeared to be some hesitation. If Lin Dong was just controlling the ancient heavenly crocodile soul by one side, there was nothing much they could do about the situation. However, if he was rushing them head-on like this, it was still undecided who might emerge as the victor. Swoosh! Its hesitation lasted only for a short while because Lin Dong was already right in front of Lin Langen. Upon seeing this, a ghastly look flashed across the latter's face. With the Yuan power surging frantically in his body, he punched his fist out ruthlessly. Since you wish to die, I shall grant your wish. Frantic and matchless Yuan power swept out from Lin Langen's fist like a hurricane. Such power sufficed to make a 2 Yuan Nirvana stage practitioner overwhelmed with shock. However, in the face of such powerful attack, the incoming Lin Dong did not show any fear in his eyes as what Lin Langen expected him to be. Instead, there was an ice-cold, smirking look in the former's eyes. TCCH. Just as Lin Langen was feeling uneasy about the smirking look in Lin Dong's eyes, he suddenly saw a black-colored, weird flame spiraled out from Lin Dong's palm. At the moment when Lin Langen saw the black-colored flame, his limbs went ice-cold instantly. Nirvana Demon Flame. Numerous voiced with incomparable shock were being emitted at almost the same time. Regardless of whether it was Liu Bai, Yang Sen, or that Lin Langen, all of their faces were covered by a shock that was difficult to contain when that black-colored flame appeared. Those who had reached their level was clearly aware about this kind of flame. This was a frightening object that would only appear from the 3rd Nirvana tribulation onwards. Most of those experts who were qualified to attempt the 3rd Nirvana tribulation had been killed by this strange yet powerful Nirvana demon flame. Hence, many Nirvana stage experts felt a horror towards this thing in their hearts. It was also due to this that the shock, which they displayed when they saw this frightening thing actually rising from Lin Dong's hands, was incomparable. This fellow. Even someone as calm as Liu Bai currently felt his head become a little numb. His heart did not even feel this shaken, when Lin Dong had summoned the soul of the heavenly crocodile earlier. The smile on the enchanting face of Mu Hongling, by the side, had also completely been withdrawn. Her eyes were pitilessly grave. Even she felt some disbelief that the object, which was viewed as the most frightening thing by those with the qualification to attempt the third nirvana tribulation, would actually appear in Lin Dong's hands at this moment. The entire area was completely silent. Some of those experts who knew their stuff stared at the black-colored flame in Lin Dong's hand with a stunned expression. In the next instant, they recovered and began to flee like rabbits. That manner of theirs was as though they were afraid that the black-colored flame in Lin Dong's hands would come and pester them. The entire ancient square was filled with panic due to the appearance of the Nirvana demon flame. At the same time, that Lin Langen also finally became clear-headed. His eyes quickly shrunk as he stared at Lin Dong, who was holding the Nirvana demon flame in his hand. His dense face had become much paler. Lin Langen, withdraw quickly. The current, you will definitely not be able to block this Nirvana demon flame. That mysterious Yuan spirit in Lin Langen's heart vaguely contained some shock as it suddenly sounded. That voice actually had a rare panic. It seemed that a Yuan spirit existence like him was extremely afraid of this kind of Nirvana demon flame. Once this flame eroded and invaded Lin Langen, it was likely that this Yuan spirit might be completely incinerated into nothing. Kai. At this moment, Lin Langen had clearly lost his will to fight. He did not even possess the confidence to fight forcefully in the face of the wreathing black-colored flame. He was also clearly aware about just how frightening the Nirvana demon flame was. Although he possessed a strength that was similar to that of a 3-Yuan Nirvana stage expert, with the aid of the Yuan spirit, he understood that his strength was unable to withstand that terrifying force of the Nirvana demon flame. Hence, the words from the Yuan spirit within Lin Langen had just sounded when his body swiftly shot out with lightning-like speed. From the looks of it, it was obvious that he was planning to temporarily seek shelter. It is likely a little late to leave now. Since Lin Dong had even displayed a trump card like the Nirvana demon flame, he naturally did not intend to return empty-handed. Hence, he merely gave a cold laughter in the face of Lin Langen, who was withdrawing in a miserable manner. A thought passed through his mind and the heavenly crocodile, soul suspended in the sky, suddenly lowered its enormous head. A blood glow gathered over its completely dark black horn. Finally, it emitted a swoosh sound and directly tore through the air. It carried a wave of incomparable sharpness, appearing just like an arrow that shot through the sky and jolted towards the swiftly withdrawing Lin Langen. The blood-colored ray of light was extremely fast. Even the current Lin Langen could only see the blood light flash past his eyes. Immediately, a sense of danger surged up his heart. He did not dare to slight it, and he summoned majestic Yuan power like floodwater. After which, an enormous Yuan power shield was formed in front of him. The light ray shot past. A few breaths later, it ruthlessly smashed onto the enormous Yuan power shield like a meteorite that rushed through the sky. Bang! Wild and violent ripples surged past like flood water and spread apart continuously. That spectacular momentum caused many to quietly click their tongue. Crack! That Yuan power shield's strength was clearly quite great, and it was able to endure such a sharp attack by the soul of the heavenly crocodile on the opposite side. However, this kind of endurance did not last for long before many tiny crack lines began to appear on its surface. The crack lines increased. However, the blood-colored ray of light was also paling swiftly at a rate visible to the naked eye. Clearly, the energy with it had already been neutralized. Boom! The mutual counteraction lasted for over 10 seconds. Finally, the both of them exploded and scattered like smoke. Swoosh! Lin Langen's body immediately rushed backwards the moment that large Yuan power shield exploded. However, even though his reaction was quite fast, a lightning-speed ghost-like figure quickly followed like the maggots in one's bones. A leaping black-colored flame was on the palm of that figure, which looked just like a death god, was emitting a dense deathly aura. Kai. That ghost-like figure was naturally Lin Dong, who was waiting for an opportunity by the die. With the help of the temporary delay by the heavenly crocodile's soul, Lin Dong had clearly found the best opportunity to attack at this moment. He quickly pressed his finger forward and a black-colored flame lingered over his finger, appearing just like a flame dagger that was revealing a chilly air. The flame wreathed. Finally, it dashed towards Lin Langen's forehead. That speed was such that Lin Langen could not dodge despite being able to clearly see it. This unexpected change caused a horror to flash across Lin Langen's eyes. However, he immediately gritted his teeth. Wild and violent Yuan power covered his fist as he threw it angrily at Lin Dong's chest. That manner appeared to be with the intention of forcing Lin Dong to pull back and defend. The fist that contained a wild and violent Yuan power was swiftly magnified in Lin Dong's eyes. However, Lin Dong did not show any signs of pulling back to defend. This was something beyond Lin Langen. Instead, a thought passed through Lin Dong's mind and a golden glow surged under his skin. Clang! Lin Langen's fist directly and ruthlessly landed on Lin Dong's chest. A faint clear metallic sound appeared. Lin Dong's body also trembled intensely as a result. A flush redness rose onto his face. Although Lin Langen's punch had landed on Lin Dong's body, he did not reveal even the slightest joy. The horror in his eyes had instead become even denser. This was because he saw the corner of Lin Dong's mouth slowly being lifted into a dense arc. This fellow had actually went on out and forcefully endured a punch from Lin Langen, just so that he could unleash this killing blow. You should not use the branch family in Yang City to threaten me. A soft yet densely cold voice slowly seeped out from Lin Dong's mouth as he looked at Lin Langen's horrid face in close proximity. Lin Dong was not afraid of any tactic Lin Langen would use to deal with him. However, he was extremely concerned about what Lin Langen would do to his father and relatives. That threat from Lin Langen earlier had really touched a spot in Lin Dong's heart that really should not be touched. Lin Dong, if you kill me, the clan head and the others will not let your Yang City branch family off. A deathly aura covered Lin Langen's heart. At this moment, he let out a shocked voice. This voice had become much sharper because of fear. You will be useless once you are dead. No one will do anything to me because of you. Lin Dong's expression was indifferent. He ignored this kind of low-level threat from Lin Langen. As long as he was able to stand out in this ancient battlefield and join a super sect, that so-called Lin clan would forever treat the Yang City's branch family as VIPs. They would definitely not dare to slight the latter even a little. It's over. The figure, where the black-colored flame was burning, finally reached Lin Langen's forehead like a dagger. After which, Lin Dong's eyes coldly glanced at Lin Langen, whose eyes were filled with horror. He did not hesitate as he pressed his finger forward. Sizzle. The black-colored flame landed heavily onto Lin Langen's forehead. At the same time, all of the latter's Yuan power erupted. An incomparably sharp miserable screech was unleashed from his mouth like a roaring wounded wild beast. In the face of this kind of intense pain, Lin Langen's original one gray and one black eyes suddenly transformed into a deep grayish color. Within a short instance, he appeared as though he had turned into another person. Lin Dong's eyes shrunk slightly upon seeing this scene. He was aware that at this moment, Lin Langen's consciousness had actually been replaced by that mysterious Yuan spirit within his body. Bang! Sharp wind ruthlessly smashed onto Lin Dong's hands. After which, Lin Langen's body withdrew quickly. A trace of blood flowed down from his forehead, causing him to appear as ferocious as an evil ghost. Although his face was ferocious, a strange wild joy had actually surged up the pair of deep grayish eyes at this moment. Swish! Lin Langen's backward withdrawing speed was extremely quick. Within 2 leaps, he had actually charged into the distorted space. After which, he swiftly disappeared from Lin Dong's sight. Lin Dong's eyes quietly watched the figure that had fled quickly. He knitted his brows slightly. When the Nirvana demon flame had made contact with Lin Langen's head, Lin Dong could clearly sense that the flame's eroding properties had seriously corroded Lin Langen's consciousness. This finger was sufficient to truly snatch away Lin Langen's little life. The black-colored flame on Lin Dong's finger also quietly scattered. At the same time, the heavenly crocodile's soul in the sky also gradually paled. Lin Dong lowered his eyes slightly as he clenched his hand. Did that mysterious Yuan spirit control his body and flee? After Lin Langen fled, the tense atmosphere that had shrouded the ancient field also suddenly weakened gradually. Everyone immediately quietly sighed in relief. Their eyes contained a rich fear and respect when they looked at the figure in the mid-air once again. All of them clearly understood that once the matter today was leaked to the outside world, Lin Dong's name would shake the entire northwestern region. In fact, he would even possess some reputation in this indefinitely large ancient battlefield. Lin Dong's eyes merely shifted slightly in the face of everyone's frightened and respectful gazes. Immediately, he landed from the air with a calm expression. With a wave of his sleeves, the soul of the heavenly crocodile in the sky swiftly paled before transforming into a bright red glow, and once again entered into the heavenly crocodile bone spear. The summoning of the heavenly crocodile's soul this time around had directly exhausted the 2 ancient bloodline in Lin Dong's hands. If he was unable to obtain such a bloodline in the future, it was likely extremely difficult to summon the heavenly crocodile's soul again. Although Lin Dong had lost 2 ancient bloodlines, the deterrence that he had created was also quite great. From the looks of the gazes of those around, it was clear that there would no longer be any blind person who would come and irritate Lin Dong. This battle had also beaten his sworn enemy, Lin Langen, until the latter had received a serious injury to the point where it was impossible to tell if he would remain alive or dead. According to Lin Dong's estimate, that finger had an 80% chance of killing Lin Langen. He really could not imagine just who could save a person whose consciousness had been eroded to such a serious extent. Even that mysterious Yuan spirit did not possess this ability. Big brother, are you all right? Little Flame also quickly walked over at this moment. His eyes looked at Lin Dong's face, which was a little flush red, as he inquired. Lin Dong rubbed his chest that still had a remnant intense pain. That firm punch that Lin Langen had landed earlier caused the interior of his body to be far from calm at this moment. Clearly, he was a little wounded. However, it was forcefully suppressed by him. Although he had established a majestic appearance from the earlier big battle, no one could guarantee that there would not be anyone who were crazy with greed in the face of the allure from the 4 great mysterious sects. Little Flame clearly understood Lin Dong extremely well. When the former saw him in this manner, he slowly clenched the metal rod in his hand and stepped forward. He appeared just like a metal pagoda beside Lin Dong. Hostility flashed across those tiger eyes of his. With the end of the intense fight, the wide field had currently descended into an abnormal silence. It was as though no one had completely recovered from the big battle earlier. Brother Lin Dong really possessed some hidden skills. Once word of this battle spread, it is likely that you will also possess the qualification to advance into the Nirvana ranking. The first person to speak was Liu Bai, who had been an observer from the very beginning. He smiled towards Lin Dong as he uttered those words. It is just some unorthodox method. I was lucky. Lin Dong did not dare to slight this person, who was the one with the most hidden abilities amongst the four great overlords of the northwestern region. By relying on the perception of his mental energy, he was able to sense that the strength of this Liu Bai was definitely greater than Tianjin and the two others. It was best that he did not easily offend such a person at this moment. Although Liu Bai did not intervene and aid Lin Dong earlier, it was clear that Lin Dong would not bear a grudge over it. The relationship between them was a shallow one. Previously, since Liu Bai did not take advantage of the situation and attack him, it could have counted as a form of assistance as well. If Liu Bai's group had also attacked earlier, it was likely that Lin Dong could only flee miserable today, regardless of how many trump cards he possessed. Although he was confident, he was not arrogant. Fighting Tianjin's four-men group was already reaching his limit. There are only victors in this world and not luck. Yang Sen by the side laughed faintly. His eyes stared at Lin Dong and uttered, "Looks like I have underestimated you. If it is not because the location now is inappropriate, I might be unable to control myself and spare with you." Pluto Hand Yang Sen is quite renowned in this ancient battlefield. However, if you wish to fight with brother Lin Dong, it is really impossible to predict just who will end up defeated. Liu Bai smilingly said. The corner of Yang Sen's mouth moved, but he remained non-committal. Pluto Hand Yang Sen, Lin Dong was slightly startled. It seemed that this Yang Sen was indeed no ordinary being. However, he was clearly not as well informed as Liu Bai's group. Therefore, he was unaware of what rumors there were about this Yang Sen. However, I am very curious as to why a person like you, who has been roaming in the northeastern region, would come to our northwestern region. Although this ancient treasure trove is extraordinary, I heard that the northeastern region also possess quite a great treasure, no? Liu Bai smilingly asked. There are super empires who have targeted the treasure in the northeastern region. Comparatively, this northwestern region is the weakest place amongst the few large regions. Naturally, I have chosen to come here to shake things up. Yang Sen spoke faintly. Lin Dong vaguely had some understanding of the outer areas of this ancient battlefield, after hearing the conversation between the two by the side. There were countless number of treasures in this ancient battlefield. Even a treasure that was on a level similar to this ancient treasure trove was not unique. There was only half a year's time to the 100 Empires War. During this remaining time, those experts who wanted to stand out in the 100 Empires War would need to obtain various inheritance, absorb, hone and completely control them. Hence, it was likely that this entire ancient battlefield had descended into a frenzy in search for treasures. Even those super empires, which were blessed with an extremely strong background, were unwilling to fall behind. Intense fights similar to the one that had occurred in this ancient treasure trove are likely currently appearing one after another in various places within the ancient battlefield. At this moment, almost everyone were attempting to strengthen themselves. This was because the 100 Empires War was where the true elites would gather. Attempting to stand out amongst those countless number of geniuses, and be selected by those super sects was no simple task. Liu Bai smiled. After which, he ceased saying anything else. Instead, he turned his head and looked at the four large ancient doors on the field. A heated expression gradually surfaced in his eyes. "Sign the fight is already over, we should begin the most important step." Liu Bai extended his hand. An ancient secret key appeared on it. Meanwhile, rays of light were scattered from the secret key. Following the unique glow that was scattered from the secret key, an ancient large door, which had remained still and without activity despite the various techniques used by those around, actually had a faint luster seeping out from it. Kai. The ancient secret key slowly drifted from Liu Bai's hands. The glow emitted became increasingly dense. Finally, the light gathered and seemed to have formed a mysterious symbol that shone onto the tightly shut ancient door. Boom. After the mysterious symbol light was shone onto it, the large bronze door, which had been tightly shut for countless number of years, finally slowly formed a gap in front of the many boiling hot eyes. Keek, brother Lin Dong, it seems that my secret key is the key to this bronze door. We shall enter first. Let us meet up if there is an opportunity to do so in the future. Liu Bai's heated eyes looked at the bronze door where a gap had been created. After which, he smiled towards Lin Dong. With a wave of his hand, the ancient secret key unleashed a light circle that covered his group. After which, they emitted a swoosh sound and charged into the bronze door. Creak. After Liu Bai's group entered, the bronze door, which had opened to reveal a slight gap, was once again tightly shut. This caused everyone to be disappointed. Let's do it too. An excitement rose in Lin Dong's heart, after seeing Liu Bai's group successfully entering the bronze door and obtain an inheritance. After which, he turned towards Little Flame and uttered those words. All right. Little Flame nodded. The two of them took out an ancient secret key at the same time. Soon after, two ancient bronze doors emitted a unique glow. Signs of it being opened was vaguely present. At the same time, Yang Sen had also took out his secret key, which echoed with the last large bronze door. Everyone around the large field watched this scene with incomparable greed. The breathing of some people involuntarily became ragged. Clearly, there was a struggle between their greed and reasoning. Lin Dong acted as though he did not notice the many pairs of greedy eyes around him. His gaze merely stared at the bronze door, which the secret key in his hand had made contact with. He could sense the ancient ripple that was present within the large bronze door. A kind of chain from somewhere seeped out from within and lingered around Lin Dong. Is this the inheritance that belongs to me? Lin Dong muttered to himself. Immediately, the ancient secret key in his hand formed an old symbol that was imprinted onto the large bronze door. After which, the sealed large door was finally slowly opened. Creak. At the same time, the two bronze doors in front of Little Flame and Yang Sen were also gradually opened. An primeval scent was slowly spreading from within it. Little Flame, be careful. A light wrapped around Lin Dong. He could sense the suction force that was being emitted from the bronze door, vaguely pulling his body into it. Immediately, he turned his head, faced Little Flame and reminded with a gay voice. Subsequently, the two of them would be separated for some time. No one knew just what they would meet in that inheritance. By giving an ancient secret key to Little Flame, Lin Dong had given him a great opportunity. Whether Little Flame would be able to make full use of the opportunity would be determined by his own ability. Yes. Little Flame nodded heavily. He knew that this ancient secret key was very precious. In fact, they had to survive an intense life and death battle in order to retain this key. Kai. The bodies of the trio began to be lifted after being wrapped by the light circles. After which, they rushed towards that opened bronze door. Swoosh. Just as the three of them moved, over 10 figures with blood-red eyes suddenly rushed out from around them. However, they were attacking. Instead, they directly charged towards the opened bronze doors. It seemed that there were still many people who could not control the greed in their hearts. Boom boom. Lin Dong's group quietly watched the 10+ figures that had charged forward and shook their heads slightly. After which, they saw that the bodies of these people suddenly blasting into clusters of fresh, when they were just about to enter the bronze door. Fresh blood scattered across the field. The blood scent spread, causing the expressions of those who were about to act to turn pale. Amidst those many gazes that were gradually turning dim from disappointment, Lin Dong's group finally rushed into that ancient bronze doors. After which, the large doors emitted a creak before it slowly shut off. They were lasting and unmoving, appearing just like earlier, when they were covered in dust. This video will end here.